you do more things than you know you do. Think about it. You get up, you eat breakfast, you scroll for a bit, you check your phone, you message a few people that you don't even really like, but you message anyway, and you just do all these things. All these things are just instinct, but they don't give you any value. They don't add anything to your life. They really are just wasting your time, and maybe some of them might be useful, but really, you're doing way more things than you need to. Now, while doing research for this video, I came across a graph where it was basically a pie chart, and there was the whole circle, and there was two different people, and basically there was one person that was an wannabe entrepreneur, and there was one person that was an actual entrepreneur. Their circles were like how much of their energy would go where, and the entrepreneur had, I think, 3 or 4 things. It was work, his second company, his family, his fitness, and that was basically it. And then the wannabe entrepreneur had this Steam page, this family, this business, this thing, this 6 YouTube channels, this thing, this habit, this, and they had like, the entrepreneur had like 4 or 5 things, and the wannabe entrepreneur had like 30 things, in his circle, expending his energy. And I thought, alright, that's a bit crazy. That seems a bit true. Let me do some more research. So while doing more research, I came across multiple other graphs that looked like this. And I did some research for, the average person's graph. I can't remember what the graph was called, but after looking at over 30 different sources of information, which I'm not going to put them in this video, but after looking at over 30 different sources of information, I've realized that, say for an athlete, they would train, stretch, recover, gym, sleep, family, right? And that's 6 things, and that's more than most professional athletes have anyway. And then the wannabe athlete, if they're not really serious and they're just like, dreaming, they have all these things: train, this, that, research, this podcast, that, this YouTube channel, this extra workout, this research, this, and they have like 20 something things as minimum that their brain is expending their energy on. And so 99% of the time, the successful people do less. And I thought, alright, how is this, why is this? And I came to the conclusion that the reason that successful people will have less things on their calendar 99 times out of 100 is because if you have 100% of your energy and the athlete is expending their energy on 3 things, they're putting 33% of their energy to each thing. Whereas the wannabe athlete who's confused into doing all these things has got 20 things, he's putting only 5% energy per thing. So that means that the professional athlete is going to be progressing minimum of 6 times faster than the other person who's only putting 5% of their energy into each thing. See, 5% of energy per thing versus 33% of energy per thing. You see the difference in that? That's more than 6.5 times more focus and more energy and more brain power going towards that one thing. And so I made a short about this in my daily series about a week ago. And while doing research for that video and this video, I come across a couple of things. So obviously, as I just said, the person who has 3 things versus 20, 33% energy to one thing, 5% to the other, obviously that's a direct correlation to, they have 6 times more successful than the other person. And nextly, this is not just in a physical sense. It's not just like he only does 3 things in his day, but still thinks about 20-something things. They will generally put minimum of 90% of their brain power towards something. And the regular person who's not successful puts, as I said, 5, 10, 20% of their brain power towards something. And that's still big, but compared to a successful athlete, very different. Now, after noticing that the successful person generally puts their focus to much less, I wanted to figure out how. I wanted to figure out how the average person can do this, and how someone can actually put their focus into less and actually eliminate all the other things from their life. Because it's easy to say, it's easy to put it on a notepad, but it's much, much harder to actually do. And I've found that this comes down to one of a few things. The first thing that you can do to achieve focusing on less is to just cold turkey cut out all the other useless things. So you can sit down, get a piece of paper, and write down everything that you focus on, everything that's in your brain on a daily or weekly basis, and basically go through and just cut out as many as you can. Maybe you come up with 40 things that you regularly think about or regularly do. and just cut out as many as you can. Maybe you get down to 10, 7, 5 things. You will overarchingly notice that progress in those 5 things is going to skyrocket. Because one, if you went from 20 things to just 5, you're going to be spending 4 times the amount of time on each thing. And secondly, your brain power is not only going to be putting 4 times as much thought into those things, but it's also not going to be thinking about the other 15 things. So it's like a double whammy, it's like a win-win. It's like the scale, right? Each thing's even, 5-10% per thing is where your brain power is going. And you sort of just like tip the scale. So that one thing is now getting 50, 60, 70% of your brain power. And the other ones are getting a bit neglected, but they're on sort of maintenance level where you're just putting in enough time each week, just enough, so they're not really going backwards, they're not really dying. They're still there, but you've basically just minimized those tasks, and now you're maximizing the rest of your tasks, the rest of your brain power. So those are 2 things you can do to put your focus into less things. Before I go, I want to quickly give a recap of this video. I have explained why doing less is important, and then I've given you guys a couple of things you can do to focus on less. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and from now on, hopefully I'll be back posting videos twice a week, and I'll hopefully continue doing the YouTube Shorts daily. Go check out my daily self-improvement lessons YouTube Shorts series. Probably by the time you guys see this, I'll be closing in on like 20 days. If you want to be part of a community of teenage entrepreneurs, join the Discord called Teamwork Unfiltered. The link is in the channel description. But I thought, why not represent the sort of younger teenagers, the 13, 14, 15-year-olds. So if you want to join my community, check the Discord link in my channel bio. I'll be in there, Teamwork Unfiltered. I just reset the link, so hopefully it works. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in 3 days with another video. Subscribe if you thought this video was helpful. I'll see you guys tomorrow.